Welcome back, everyone, to the third episode of Adtopsy. Doing things different here. We certainly have our normal cast of characters: Dr. Barry Hott, Dr. Rachel Jackson, Dr. Ike. We also brought Note Taker Supreme, Nicole. She runs social and influencers here at Fireteam. And we've also have a very special guest, Dr. Alexa Kilroy. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why are you here, Alexa?
Because you posted a tweet. No, I'm kidding. I'm here because while I am now currently head of brand at Triple Whale, I spent the past 5 years working in the world of the Adtopsy and making the ads myself. So I'm ready to get back into it with you guys.
Yep. Great follow on Twitter. Barry, you're a little close. Step back. Alexa, great follow on Twitter. One of the few genuinely funny people. I wish you tweeted more.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Let me just unplug my own Alexa. So I'll be right back.
Welcome to my life, folks.
That was amazing because Alexa said, "Sorry, I'm not sure." Like she disagreed with the nice things he said about you.
How long were you planning that bit, Jess?
Yeah.
How long were you?
She and I have some beef. It's fine. We're getting over it. We're working through it.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. I will share my screen. First of all, sponsored by the Foxwell founders and Triple Whale. And to show improvements, I haven't publicly shared this Notion document yet, but I will do that. Get some guests on it. I'd be curious to know if 6 people or 5 people is too crowded. So if you have feedback, let us know in the comments. I'm going to make people's faces bigger. In the last episode, it feels like people's faces were too small and you couldn't see a reaction. So I'm going to try and make people's faces bigger. Not as big as Barry would like, but certainly a little bit bigger. And then I was
about to say, I can zoom in. I can zoom in real close again if you want.
We know, Barry. And then also just a rhetorical question. Are we better than Mr. Beast? Because I was looking at Mr. Beast's video and he's got 100 million followers, but he only gets 50 or 60 or 70 million people per episode, where we only have 50 subs, but we get twice that or more than twice that per episode. So I think technically our reach rate is a little bit better. So
yeah, I would say we are at least as good as.
Playing it a little safe.
It all comes down to the ratio. So if we have a better ratio, that's great,
Right. And then I have a stupid comment hack where if anyone wants this hat that I'm wearing, I will leave a comment below about anything. Drop a comment in the comment section, and I'll choose someone at random to send one of these Fireteam merch hats. I've heard this is a good tactic. We'll see if it works or not.
How many are you giving away?
Just one. I'm not Mr. Beast yet.
I will also contribute a Make Ugly Ads hat to that.
Oh,
I would be happy to contribute some Triple Whale drip of your choice.
Wow.
What a package. Someone's going to get dripped out for sure.
But you have to leave a nice comment about me to get that one. So just kind of keep that one in mind.
Wow. Okay. Whatever works. Down for anything. All right. So let's get into the first one. Simpler. Okay. You guys ready? Everyone ready? Thumbs up. All right. Let's do it.
Most of the products out there come in a box with this drippy liquid that you have to mix like a science experiment. It gets all over the place, and for the most part, the results just don't look that good. It gives men's hair color a bad rap. On top of that, they have these harsh chemicals that are really bad for you. By then, my hair had gone pretty gray, but I'd never thought about coloring it. Why? I think because of the bad rap that men's hair color products had. Deservedly so. So we put in the work to develop a better product, and what we came up with exceeded our expectations. We called it Simpler. Inside the box, you'll find a can and a brush. Dispense some dye onto the brush and brush it in. Cover all your grays. One product works for your hair and beard. And that's it. Then you just leave it in a while. Rinse it out, shampoo and condition. There you have it. Simple, safe, great results every time. If you haven't tried looking like you did in your 20s for a while, you gotta try it. It feels great.
Okay. Interesting. Anyone have any initial thoughts about this dude here?
I have
It's
so
not
many
my favorite.
feelings.
You
I'm
first.
rife with feelings.
I guess firstly I'll say that it sounds, I don't know who this guy is, but he says like, we developed a better product. So I feel like he might be like the owner or founder or works there or something. And if that's
Intern, probably.
probably, well, if he is that, and the other reason why I think that is because his read is not good. And he's not like someone I would
Yes.
seek out
Yeah,
to
no.
read this. But if he is the founder, there's value. There's tremendous amount of value in being I'm the founder. I mean, particularly even in hair care for men. Like, it wasn't there that whole brand that was like, I'm not just a member, I'm a founder or something. But like, don't bury that midway. If that's the case, don't bury that like midway through the video. Get that up front.
And also he says it like he doesn't believe it. Like,
It's like it's
are
script.
you the
Like-
founder? Like,
Like he's
wait,
reading.
are
it
you
on
being
his
held
mirror.
hostage? Are we okay?
Right.
Can you play the first few seconds again?
Yep.
Most of the products out there come in a box with this drippy liquid.
Most of
that
the
you
products
mix
out there
like a
come. You
science
can pause. Most of the products out there come in the box. Okay, like what is there is no context here, right? Like very first words.
Right.
Most products. Can you just scroll? You don't need to play it again. Just the very first second. He literally said most products out there come in a box. What did he say?
Let's see.
Most of the products out there come in a box with this drippy liquid that you
What? Okay, wait. So just to be clear, every product out there comes in a box. Okay, just want to call that out. So, maybe don't waste your words saying that. Step one.
It's not shipped in a box. Just a random tube that gets thrown at you.
Yeah, the tube just comes with the stamp and your address on it. But there's so much other better content in this video that could be a hook. I mean,
Sure.
you have we have a lot of goo situation, like the fourth second or whatever it is, where there's like black stuff dripping down this guy's face. Even that guy's reaction. Yeah, we had the goo there. We had every moment of this. Every moment of this guy is a problem and visually somewhat interesting. It looked like it even splattered on the wall there. I don't know if that's that too, but like there's a lot to be done with the squirting the stuff in the thing, because people would be like, what is that? Him applying it, him having all this trouble. Like, those are all things that are attention grabbing and relate to the problem rather than talking about a box. So that's base level. Like, I think just that one tweak alone will do so much heavy lifting for the rest of this ad.
I was just going to say on the first second, the words at the bottom are also not matching what he's saying, which to me was initially very confusing. And then, you can't don't know what's going on because everything comes in a box, again, as Barry said.
Right. You need to choose what you want me. If you say something, I can't read something entirely different. That brains they don't work that way. I can't read and listen to simultaneous things that are different.
And as Barry said last time, that should be at the top.
Would put that at the top is about what I was about to say, because I think someone could, at least, like Jess, to your point, maybe if someone isn't able to do both, maybe they at least read that sentence while he's saying nothing, about the box. He's literally said nothing. At least you could read, I never thought I'd dye my hair until this time, which is like, that is a legitimate good hook sentence. It's a little complicated, but like, I never thought. This is a past tense, like regret filled statement. I'm a big fan of this. So it's pretty good line of text, but stick it on the top.
I kind of want to unpack that some more though, because obviously this product is a men's product. So take my sentiment with a grain of salt, but I don't know which problem he's solving right now. Is it that he's sick of being gray? Is it that he's embarrassed about his hair? Is it that other hair dye sucks? there are just too many issues that he's presenting very vaguely up front that confuse me. And then also, this is so nitpicky, but that scene with our guy where he's like memed, lathered out, this is such a nitpick thing for me with creative strategy. But so I love that our founder gent is like clearly in his home restroom.
Mhm.
Our guy that's doing the hair dye, he's like in a public bathroom putting hair dye on. Like you can see see that blue trash can in the back? Like he's in a or something. He's like in a public restroom. He's probably in his like co-working space restroom. So like if you're going to use the scenery of like someone doing this at home in an applicable space, like stick to it. Like keep this vibe, but just do it where it makes sense.
You can see the multiple sinks in the reflection on the left.
Yeah.
As someone himself who has shot ads for Lumen in a WeWork bathroom and failed, I can definitely agree with that point.
There's a poison symbol on this bottle here. It might be a little over the top.
I love that, actually.
So one thing I've noticed is that he delivers a hook at the end, and I've seen brands like he said something. Where is it?
Great results every time. You haven't tried looking like you did in your 20s for a while? You got to try it.
Yeah, if you ever tried looking, because that's what guys care about, like sort of this after thing, and it's just I don't know why you deliver that at the end. You could definitely move that to the front.
I think we could also simplify that scripting though. Like if you haven't tried looking like you did in your 20s for a while, like it's just like kind of a mouthful. So like that simple before and after, and being like, want to look like, you're in your 20s again? Like me too. Here's why I did it. Much simpler and like digestible for a brain.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of non-digestible language in this script that he's sticking to like religiously. That's like him saying, it has a bad rap. Sure, a lot of people say that. But then there's another phrase he says that's like really bizarre. Deservedly so. I don't know who's saying that. Aha. Besides like Gene Wilder. So yeah, we could definitely simplify a lot of this language. Or he could, I think we actually struggle a lot with this with founders, where if we deliver them a script, or if we deliver them, if we say, we really need some footage of you speaking your founder's story, talking about the origin of the product, they will go so on script that it feels painful. And like we said before, the read is not convincing. So I think what we've tried to do, what we've moved towards, is just giving them a few bullets of really the emotions we need them to convey, and letting them talk without needing like to fit every single thing in perfectly and then edit around it.
I've had the same exact problem with a couple founders. The thing I've learned to do is like just give them prompts, very specific questions to answer. And then that should help, because it's really like, otherwise they're just going to go into their like elevator pitch that they've been rehearsing for 5 years.
Yep. Okay, great. Yeah. All right. So solid here. And I'll just say, like, it's very much a script. Like he's laser targeted on this script, and you can feel it in his voice. In some of the cuts, you could, and that just really comes
it's
through.
Taped to the mirror.
You can see it. His eyes are a little off of the camera reading the script.
Also, this is just kind of like a fun thing, but this product has such a striking before and after, and the way that he presented the before and after is a little hard for my brain too, because basically it's 2 panels of him talking. It's like the repeat panel of the original one with the sound off, and then the new one. What would be so rad for a product like this with such a striking difference is if he literally like opens the hook with like half of his hair colored and then the other half, and then he fills in the other half. Like that would be such a strong before and after for me that like confuses my brain less. But you can see how powerful the product is. Like this guy looks like a totally different dude. So yeah, I would definitely play with that.
Is that not the case with all hair dye for men? It's all the same thing before and after. There's nothing really differentiating. It's just like, you need to, this is the most important part, and people have used this to build like massive brands, and you need to do that, start with that. All right.
I want to call out a couple nitpick things that are actually positive here. one of these sounds very stupid, but I recommend you all try it. This is like a Barry secret trick. Shoot with a really bad light in your background like he does in this frame right here. If you want to make make ugly ads, meaning make ads that feel realistic and believable, do that. Put your phone somewhere, have a, I forget what those lights, can light or whatever those are called, in the ceiling, in your background, kind of flared out. It almost definitely works in terms of, because it's in the top of the frame. So I think people, when they're scrolling through, there's something triggering in people's minds subconsciously about this. I haven't fully tested it, but I have definitely seen ads I've made do better because of that multiple times. So small nugget right there. Anyone who's listening, play with that. Don't try and perfect the shot. Think about how you can fudge up the shot a little bit in a way that would be more believable for someone who is just creating it on TikTok or for their friends or something. That's
interesting.
I also like the shot where he had the stuff in his beard. That was that application, yeah, right there. That's like an alien looking shot. That's a great visual for a first frame. Holy cow, that's a good thumbnail. Because people will be like, what is this guy doing? Why does he have ice cream in his beard or something? So have fun with that.
I also think a big thing with hair products in general is, particularly with dyes, people worry that their hair is going to get fried and crispy. So when we're at the end or whenever we're going to show the reveal, give me some oomph in playing with our hair a little bit, show that it's not dead now, floof it up a little bit. And that does a lot, showing the volume and the dimension. And that's a big concern with products like this.
Yeah, good call. It looks like he has more volume here. He got more hair somehow. That's impressive.
And
that's
also
what happens when you darken it, right?
It's valuable too that the way that their comb is built and the way that he shows you applying it is it really gets in there. You aren't going to have streaks where it's all bonked up and stuff still. So him kind of doing the ooh, look in. I don't have gray roots or whatever would be really valuable.
Right. So if that comb is important, a differentiator, it needs to be in here because there's no difference now between this and whatever's in the drugstore.
Is it a differentiator though? I feel like it's not. I don't know.
It could be if you frame it like that. Most combs don't get into the roots or whatever. And now I'm not going to go, drugstore combs don't get into the roots. I don't know, something like that. And then our comb does. So, but there's nothing else in here. This is the only differentiator here. It's this. And I don't care.
Is that
it's also one person's perspective. Sorry.
It's lighter fluid. You're telling me other dye has lighter fluid in it? Also, another fun thing to play with. If you're going to reference scary stuff that's in something, use a stock footage of an explosion of isobutane or something. Do something really scroll stoppy because the Canva, clip art, don't do so much. I don't feel scared right now, but I want to feel scared.
This is heart cancer or something. This emoji. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Man, there's a lot there. Magic Spoon. I think we're all familiar with Magic Spoon. Big D2C brand. They're running this on Facebook. So let's take a listen and see what's going on here.
They said growing up meant giving up the cereal I love, but they didn't know about Magic Spoon.
They said that an adult breakfast should have more protein, but Magic Spoon is packed with protein.
They said I can't eat sugary snacks forever, but Magic Spoon has 0 grams of sugar.
And they said this is delicious. They don't know what they're talking about.
With more protein, less carbs, and 0 grams of sugar, Magic Spoon is the grown-up cereal for your inner child. Try it at magicspoon.com.
Higher concept. Feels like it could be a TV ad. You can always tell when they're repurposed from TV ads because they're exactly 30 seconds.
I mean, I think a lot of editors make stuff in 15s and 30s and 60s out of habit anyway. Why drives me insane. I completely agree. Although I will also note there are some limits on the ad platforms around these times, so it does make some sense. But I generally agree with you. Like, what's wrong with 27 seconds? Like, why are we extending it to 30? Like, it doesn't matter.
Anyone a Magic Spoon customer, user?
I am.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on this ad?
So my challenge, I don't know how many people genuinely don't know about Magic Spoon yet. I feel like they're all up in everyone's business, but I don't know if that's just because I'm in e-com and like D2C. It takes a while for us to get to the resolution about the fact that adults can eat this.
Right.
And so like, if I genuinely didn't know anything about Magic Spoon, I would think that this is like a healthy kid cereal. So I think the way that I would maybe solve for that is like, I love the way that they did this parallel between like the younger redhead and then the older redhead. I think I probably want those like same parallels throughout for these different characters so that it's clearer to me that we're not selling a kid's cereal. That's probably like my first big point.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. And this ad has the similar issue that we see from a lot of big brands, and we're guilty of this because we used to make them, where you don't get this ad until you've like read the brief, and then the brief makes sense, and you could almost see the brief working, where it's like, we're going to set people up like this, and then we're going to do this sort of reveal sort of at the end. But like, you're right, for 75% of this ad, it's a kid's cereal. It is a fun kid cereal, and my brain is in kid cereal mode, and I'm thinking like, should I get this for my kids or something? And then you just can't turn it around at the end and totally reorient it and expect the customer to, because they're going to be confused. They're not going to have like this insight porn that strategists love to put in there. They're just going to be confused, and then the ad's over.
Well, that's why I feel like it is.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to agree that it does feel like a TV ad because it is a forced 30 seconds. You really only get to the good stuff at the end. And I agree that that sort of parallels. Either maybe there just needs to be one parallel or they have to continue throughout. But I don't know that I don't know that I need each of these kids. Maybe only two. I don't know. I don't feel like I need like 4 examples.
Hey, Rachel, when you say a forced 30 seconds, I just want to, what do you mean?
Like a 30-second TV spot, like, or, usually we talk about it like on YouTube where it's a forced 15-second non-skippable pre-roll kind of thing, but in a 30-second.
I just want to make sure that was clear to the viewer and also to myself, because I agree with you, right? Like, this video can make sense in a world in which you can't skip it.
Yeah.
If you're being forced to have your eyeballs opened and watch it, then this ad maybe will land, but on social, it cannot. For every reason, it cannot work, because especially if we talk about targeting with your creative, the only thing this might make sense to is parents up front who'd see a kid in an ad. And even then, I don't think it lands well or connects well. We're all talking, in marketing and advertising, like we're talking about like this is a TV ad, but to the general consumer, they don't think about that. All they see and subconsciously know is like, okay, like, again, this is subconscious. They see the perfect lighting, they see the camera, they understand the camera angle or focus or focal length or depth or any of those, the depth of field here, the wipe between edits. Like, all of this is like clearly produced. So all of these things create a huge hurdle to make someone want to pay attention. It's, again, and I don't even think this is a good TV ad. We can talk about this as a TV ad another time.
It's not.
I don't think this is a good TV ad. But I also would love to know how much they spent on this. This is clearly, I would guess, $200,000, maybe more. I would think just to get from beginning to end. I would imagine that's what this costs.
It can be done for a lot less.
I know that, yeah.
So it's it's good to point out, because I pulled this from the ads library, and a lot of people love Magic Spoon, and it's an inspirational brand, particularly the creative. But it's important to know that when you inspired by the brand, you just can't go into the ads library and be like, oh, this is what they're doing. It must be working because they're crushing it. There may be a million and one reasons why they're running this ad, and performance may be terrible, and they need to dump money before the end of the quarter, or they need to make someone's boss happy because they spent so much on this ad and they need to run it or whatever. So the ads library is not performance based, even for the brands that are killing it.
Can I add to that for a second? They might be optimizing to reach. They might be optimizing to video views, and these might be do okay in those. I was talking to someone recently. The brief was, or like the project that they wanted to do was like run a 6-month brand campaign. So if you're someone who goes through brands' ad libraries and you're like, oh, let's see what Magic Spoon's doing, and you normally scroll down and go to look at the oldest ads, thinking that like, oh yeah, their oldest ads are their best performing ads because they keep running it over time. But if they're intentionally running a 6-month brand campaign, then you're going to be like recreating the word, like their biggest brand ads that have nothing to do with performance. It's ridiculous.
I'll also mention, working with children is very difficult, particularly children actors. It is very hard. They are not good at their jobs normally. I don't think these kids do a very good read. And so for any brand that thinks that they can, because we used to do this at our old agency, and children, it's just so hard to find a really good read from a kid. They just don't get it. So just be wary if you have a child or you have a concept that involves children. It's very difficult. They spent a lot of money on this, and I don't even think they really pulled it off. Any other comments on Magic Spoon?
I also just say, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is my hill to die on with any consumable product. If you don't show me someone eating and enjoying the product in probably the first 3 to 5 seconds on any paid social ad, I'm outsies. And there is too much time. I mean, I don't even count that kid pouring cereal in his face as what I want to see. Like that's not how
at least that's a hook. That could be a hook. That's fun.
Could be.
Yeah, true. Like, and it could be a hook, but I'm saying like, I want, as a consumer, subconsciously or consciously, I want to see someone eat the cereal in the environment that they would actually eat it in, like maybe this, and enjoy it. And probably not the kid, probably the adult. And like, it takes way too long for me to get there.
Yep.
I agree. That gruel, by the way, go back for a second. That's not a bad hook either. That's pretty fun, actually. That's not a terrible moment.
Yeah, like conceptually, I would love an adult woman, right? I mean, to be fair, I don't know. Are people feeding their kids Magic Spoon? I don't know the answer to that, but it doesn't seem to be the implication here that we are giving it to our kids. So if we open with the gruel and it's a woman being like, am I really supposed to eat this for breakfast? And then I get like the fun cereal vibes, like that to me is a way more compelling ad than what I got going on here.
Yeah, the way that just went backwards is more fun.
Yeah, you can play the ad in reverse and the performance would probably be better. Okay, great. All right, so moving on to the next one, which is a mystery brand. So this one will be kind of fun. This brand, I don't know if anyone is familiar with this ad right here. Oh my God. Gotcha journalism here, Alexa.
Am I getting roasted?
Oh my God. I thought this was going to be an ad with me in it. I need
like a Comedy Central roast chair that I can sit in while this happens, but carry on.
No, you're not getting roasted. I think we all love this ad, but I think it's worthy of dissection only because it's running on Facebook. And I pulled it right out of the ads library. So for those that don't know, this is an ad from Triple Whale. It was produced by Wes St. Armand. Is that his name?
Almond, like almond, but kind of wrong.
Wes St. Almond. I like Armand. It's so much better. So he's a great creative. He especially more of the higher concept stuff. He did a great job with this, but it is a Facebook ad, and I'd love to just sort of pick it apart a little bit. I hope you're not too uncomfortable. Oh, no. Okay, great.
No, I love it.
And this can also function as the sponsor part of the show, because we're basically playing your ad. So let's get into it.
I will let him know. Okay.
Wait, what's our LTV?
Should we still be spending ROAS 0.6?
What's our cash turnover?
Rick, can we do this next week? Our data's a mess.
Next week, cash flow is tight now.
Wayne, hello?
Where are the sales coming from?
They're coming from me. Look at the analytics.
Nope, we're tracking 36 conversions. And I refunded you 14 cents last month.
I think it was my story. Wayne, it's coming from me, and I'll give you $1,000 ad credit.
Hey, the sales came from us, no cap. Oh, Wayne!
Marketing analytics weighing heavy on you?
So what are you guys doing for lunch?
Use Triple Whale. Track, manage, and centralize your e-commerce data with attribution you can trust.
Scale it to the moon,
Wayne. Great. So I'll start off by saying this would be a great YouTube ad. I hope you're running it on YouTube.
Get the words out of my mouth, Jess. Same.
Yeah, as a skippable after 5 seconds, we do find that people will watch engaging ads on YouTube. We ran an ad where the average watch time was 50 seconds on YouTube, and that includes people that skip, who are like hovering over the skip button. But certainly, if you watch like the first few seconds of this,
Okay.
Wait, what's our LTV?
Should we still be spending?
right? So it's like as soon as you mention LTV in the first 5 seconds, for the target demo, they need to resolve this. What's going on here? But on Facebook, it's a little bit of a different story. Does anyone have any comments here?
Just
in
I just
general,
want to double down. What you just said is really important. The LTV thing. Sorry, go ahead. That was really sharp. That is like gets your target audience to pay attention, like, and only your target audience. Really targeting with your creative. Sorry, Rachel, go. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I watch a lot of, or I feel like I get served a lot of YouTube ads of like SaaS things and like softwares and stuff, and they all look exactly the same in that they're like some, happy indie music, and it's just like a demo of the product and like some, like we've talked about, like Canva images. This is very different, so that's one thing I'll say. If I saw this service on YouTube, maybe it'd be interesting just because it looks so different. So that kind of was the first thing
Yeah. B2B and SaaS, if you can do anything remotely different, you are absolutely going to stand out. It is such a, unfortunately level playing field in terms of what the creative is. So if you can make someone laugh in a SaaS product or SaaS ad, it's you're miles ahead of the competition.
If you can make someone feel, period, in a SaaS ad, come on, like that's really hard.
Right. To get into the details a little bit, one issue I had with this is like this is the payoff. This is the metaphorical gist behind the entire ad. It's like all these people are like literally on your back, and I didn't when it starts with these different people, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they're in like it feels like there's a weird like human centipede thing. I'm not sure what exactly this is, and it takes a little while to get to like this frame. And I think if you really wanted to repurpose this from social, you could start from here and be like, are all the departments, are you on your back for a performance or something, and then go into these funny phrases. But it just takes a while to get there, and I don't know what they're saying necessarily,
I disagree. I love that they built. I mean, okay, maybe I'm thinking about it maybe too much from a YouTube perspective. I think if you're right on Facebook, maybe you need to see all of them. But I had so much fun as like a target for this product. I had so much fun figuring out who each of the platforms was. When the Snapchat lady comes on and you're like, oh my God, LOL, they always give you the credit of $1,000.
Yeah, but
it's like, I love that. That's a fun experience going through and building.
You don't know she's a Snapchat lady until like afterwards or like the second
No,
watch.
you
You
know,
did?
no, you know immediately. I knew immediately
know,
as a
you
Facebook
know.
person when you get 15 seconds, when you get 15 cents back. I think we know.
Yeah. Wes does a real good job with the details. Like the Snapchat lady is in yellow, and the YouTube guy, it's the right colors here.
I didn't catch that before. I honestly didn't catch that.
And like this could only be one platform for sure, TikTok. So, any other?
I do have to give a shout out to this project. Actually, kind of came before I joined Triple Whale, and so Zach Murray, who is our head of design on the team, he and Wes are very tight, longtime friends, and this was actually their whole ideation together. So I want to make sure we give Zach some credit too for the work that went into this.
Yeah. One thing I like about this, and I think there's this shot is so critical to making someone feel something. Like if you want to talk about the resolution, I just want to play this with audio.
With attribution you can trust.
Scale it to the moon,
Like that's all this guy wants to hear. And it just there's so much emotion coming through this that it's I wish it were sooner or something, but I think this is like so critical to, or even at the end, it's great to have it in there just to like reinforce that this guy has like, autonomy to do it or to do his job well, which is really what he's trying to do. And, his facial expressions and the boss is so literal, but I think, and it's kind of campy, but I think to really convey emotions quickly, it's okay to be overly campy about stuff. So sometimes you just have to be.
And I think also just to kind of like speak broadly about Triple Whale was totally a brand play too. And this ad, though it was created as an ad, and we do see it on Facebook, like it lives in a bunch of different places. It lives as organic content. It lives as YouTube content, all these sorts of things. So it was definitely like a multi-purpose production piece. And we have kind of built our brand around being like trying to be the least boring SaaS that we can be for that, which is, something that provides marketing analytics. And so I think this really encapsulated that energy. Plus we have some fun brand elements that are like retro-y 80s, 90s kind of elements. And so that was a big piece here.
The Macintosh is interesting because, I could see being one of the things we talk about is being, native or relatable, and the Macintosh isn't, but what it is evoking old and dated. And I think it's doing that job well.
I'm surprised the resolution doesn't have a new monitor in it. I was a little expecting the resolution to this.
Great call. Like new 4 monitors, like he's in a battle station.
One giant curved monitor, with all sorts of impressive data on it. I mean, like, I'm not really going to be that critical. I mean, there's a lot of thought that went into pretty much every shot here, and it's really impressive. I don't think it's the best social ad, but it is an outstanding ad, period. I do want to go back on something you said before about the people on the back part. I kind of agree with both of you, both Jess and Rachel. Like, there's something awkward about just seeing those faces close up. Can you go back a little bit more? There's something about this that really bothered me the first time I watched it. And I was like, well, I agree, like maybe try and trigger and show what this is, but this is such an uncomfortable and unusual camera angle that it kept me like leaned in to be like, why is this shot so tight? Like I'm not even like consciously thinking about that. I'm like, what are these people? Why is it what they're not talking to camera? Who they're talking to a person, but why is that person there? What is this? And to have that discomfort and it to continue and then reveal, I think is actually a really good storytelling component to make me feel uncomfortable that way. And I'll agree with also what you said about showing everyone on his back as maybe a hook. Like, and you could say like tired of carrying your whole marketing department on your back. Like there's a lot you could do with this. And I would say first to make this more social, there's a lot of things I would just play with in the hook area to make this work better on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And then also like maybe in the ad format, like if this is a wide video, try a 1x1 square if you're not already. Also, I don't know if you can squeeze it to a 4x5 vertical, maybe. But the main thing I would do is take that horizontal and put native looking like white bars above and below and make it look like a tweet. Like, oh my God, did you see this ad? Or a SaaS ad that I actually wanted to watch or something. Like there's a lot you could do with that to make this actually something people will watch on social, even though it's not native. You can make it look and feel native. So those would be my 2 cents.
Yeah, I love the call about changing the computer at the end, because that would also signal that his department has been better resourced, which is something this target consumer or target audience also wants to. It's a way, like the way you, like the boss is like saying like you're doing a good job, but also demonstrating that visually by upgrading his whole setup would also show that off as well.
Man, I wish you gave him a little kiss right here. I was just a little.
It definitely gives me like Office Space vibes, you know?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. Love it. Okay. We can move on from thank you for being a willing participant there, Alexa. This one's short. This is also from the Triple Whale community here. No days wasted.
I love this brand and this product. Let me just say, I'm a huge stan. So if you haven't tried it, you need to try it.
Okay. So let's see what's going on here.
I'm going to talk to a bunch of people we gave products to on the first day and see how they feel. You have to be up early and you can't be feeling like crap.
I'm definitely first. I took 2 last night.
You want supporter. I'm all about it, baby.
I'll probably need it tomorrow and tonight.
I feel super refreshed, ready to take on the day. We have a very busy day and it definitely hit me a lot.
Do you have any extra samples? Heard about us through? Good chicklets. I'm sure I could use some tonight because they're going to be great for the golf.
Dude. Consensus is they love our products. I love our stuff.
Quick one, or well, it felt quick because it was moving at like breakneck speed here. Anyone have any initial thoughts here?
Do any of you guys know what this, like, do you guys know this brand and or product in advance?
I don't know what this product is or this brand, and I still don't.
Still don't know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I don't want to know.
Oh, organic. Sorry. I was. This feels like an organic TikTok content. Boom.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get the sense that this, maybe there's something like energy or something. I feel like I need to take the product to even understand this ad, what's going on, because it's moving so quickly. But I do kind of like the dude and his hair. He's got personality. He's in some of the other ads here. And so, but I think the cut is just too quick. Like it is like TikTok content, you know, and then repurposed in an ad. And that doesn't always work, or even mostly works a lot of the time.
You know what might help is if we got a preamble. I'm going to go to this conference. We give everyone a set of blah, 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 and it does this, this, and this. Let's see what everybody says. I'd like to see that. And then maybe I'm okay with it being fast paced and all of the commentary. And
yes,
if I understand what I'm going into, if I have the expectations at first, I may be okay with all of this.
That's Rachel. That's brilliant and can be done now after the fact, right? You can shoot that in an office. You could shoot that at home. You could like do a TikTok robot voice overlay of that. You know, like there's so much you can do just to stick at the front to make this make sense. The thing that doesn't help with is the audio in this whole thing is garbage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't understand the whole thing.
Can't hear any of it. There's just noise. It looks like it's an ad for all of this for this conference and for all of these vendors. So that's not good. You know, if you like, I recommend everyone, you know, go spend 6 hours a day on just watching YouTube videos to make good ads. Just, you know, don't work, but just watch YouTube all day. But if you go watch like Andrew Callahan, that's a joke. But if you watch like Andrew Callahan or, where he used to use like a real mic to interview people. Now he's just using I think he's just using like Apple, headphones to like hold up to get like really grainy, you get just a tiny microphone would have picked up the audio and made this feel more like authentic and silly and real. But it's just using the camera mic, which in this setting is no bueno.
So I want to, in order to give them like really helpful feedback, I would love to tell you guys what the product is. So basically it's like a really valuable anti-hangover supplement. So I think it was originally created for people who like go to raves and concerts and things like that. But I'm one of those people where like I have 2 glasses of wine and I get a crippling hangover because I don't drink that much. And I'm like generally a healthy person. And so this product has like been huge for me. Like I buy it in bulk. It's one of the only things that I actually like trust in the supplement industry is working. Wow. So I'm obsessed. They are our clients and I'm obsessed with them. And I was just chatting with their team yesterday, but I say this with love, like they really missed the mark on this one because like you never know that's the case. And the only way you would know that's the case is if you're the type of person that goes to this conference and knows that everyone goes out and rages after they table all day, which the average consumer is absolutely not going to know.
Yep. Which you could say, like you could call that.
Yeah, which you can easily tell them.
That's such a great hook to like Rachel's point and to your point. Just like, so I was at this conference and I know everyone rages at night. Like last night, I gave everyone, this and like, I mean, it sounds like he's like a drug dealer is actually what this actually sounds like. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. The brain is like a context seeking missile and they're not delivering any of the context about what this is. So if they did what Rachel suggested and put that context in the beginning, and then, the brain can soak that up. And now the brain's ready to be like, yeah, show me the rave or, because you get like the tiniest little, where's the, like this it's just in there for like a split second. But like, if I knew that people were partying afterwards, this would make so much sense. And I would get it, be like, now they're partying and now he's going back to them, but it's just not in there. And to your point about the audio, Barry, it is terrible. It's exacerbated by all the quick cuts because the quick cuts is not just visual; it's quick cuts in the audio as well. And it's just like tidal waves, crashing on my ears at every single different cut here.
I think I might need to see the product and not just the Primo, but I don't know if I put this in a drink or is it a pill? Is it a bar? Is it like a piece of something that I might need to also understand because that could disqualify me from wanting it. Yeah, right. Because if I put it in a bottle, it's a liquid IV thing. Some people like that. Some people don't. If it's a pill thing, maybe that's better. So that might just need to be somewhere also in here.
Yeah, I say this with all the love of my body, but this might be one of the worst ads I've ever seen in my life. And I mean that only because like it's a growth opportunity, right? Like if this is your baseline and it didn't perform and you're worried, no worries. It's only up from here.
And by the way, to be fair to anyone watching this and to whoever made this, like if they were just like, hey, we have this, maybe we use it for organic, let's just throw it up on social just to see how it does. Like respect, like there's no harm in that usually. I think to Jess's bigger point from Twitter yesterday, you need to be really intentional. That we can dig into that more in a bigger point. But like, or actually that was from the Pencil podcast. But that's what's really going to work. But to throw something onto paid social from organic, whatever, just to see how it does. Maybe you get some learnings back from it. Like that's fine. I think that's good. And that looks like what happened here. But I really hope they didn't put a lot of time or energy into cutting this for actual ad usage.
One thing they do well that I wish other brands would do is that they use a fun and charismatic and dude or dudette to pitch and sell the product. There's so much, just like this swath of UGC these days. And if you want to cut out or stand out, you could use like a reoccurring character. And this guy is fun. He's like party guy. And he's I want to hang out with him. And because of that, I want to sort of use the product. And I know he's in some of the other ads. So I do think there's a real opportunity for brands to even like pull one of like Mr. Beast's like side crew or something as like a celebrity spokesperson. Maybe not even that level, but like this guy clearly knows how to make good content and stuff. So
I also like that he seems like somebody who is like a user of the product. Like, you know what I mean? He is the exact person, from what Alexis told us, so it feels very believable to me that he's like, I love this. Now I want to share it with you.
Yep. Great call. Okay. And then quickly into the Foxwell Founders digital membership. We've talked about them before and they're a Slack group, but Barry, can you talk about the content that you actually make for them? Like you do these videos, and it's just interesting that it's not just a community where the value is in people talking. Like Foxwell does a really good job of producing stuff, giving people the stuff to talk about.
Yeah, he's giving, people like me a platform to make content that I probably wouldn't have otherwise been making. And he's trying to extract some of the things that are in my mind that I want to get out there, but maybe isn't really ready for YouTube or whatever. So I'm the most recent thing I did was just talking about the bigger perspective of the TikTokification of Facebook and Instagram and the implications of that and what that means for creative and the psychology of watching content and consuming content on these platforms. So it's a really, to be able to get to create that is awesome, but for the members to be able to have access to that I would say there's way better content than what I've made in there. But there's really just so much value in that community, and people, getting to see people ask great questions and getting really sharp answers to it with no ego, no one puffing up their chest, no one trying to brag about their successes. It's not about that. It's about learning and about helping, about growing. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. I'll also say that the Triple Whale Slack community also does some great content that I'm involved with, and they've given me a platform to do a lot of these sort of ad breakdowns of people in that community. So that's fun as well. So let's quickly get to this, the final ad here, Dollar Shave Club. Certainly they've come a long way since, let's just watch it.
Did you say Dollar Shave Glove?
Dollars. It's the new product. It's a glove with razors on it, and
that's brilliant.
Yeah, I have a patent. So let's just watch this one.
So these 6 blades, this is like really getting every. This is the smoothest my armpit has ever been.
I love that it's delivered directly to your door. It's super convenient. The price point is amazing.
We have our shave butter. It's gonna help with ingrown hairs, razor bumps. I can actually see where I'm shaving.
Oh my God, Jesus. So I'll let you guys tear into it, but I think this ad is really super interesting because it looks like they're doing everything right, but they're like doing everything wrong in the way that they're doing it. But anyone have any thoughts on this ad?
I wish we could go back and watch their similar ads of this aesthetic and vibe from like 2 years ago when they used to be the absolute world leaders in this type of creative. And for the life of me, I don't understand why they're not running some of the bangers that they had back those days. Probably because they rebranded and or their product looks different. But man, did they have some like 10 out of 10 ads that were like this, but
right?
Way more believable and better and fun.
This is like the Dolly 2 version of their previous.
Yes. Exactly. The thing that they're like trying to remember is like, okay, let's show some close-ups of hair being shaved, and like let's do the razor throw. Like,
right.
Like they're let's show a scantily clad woman. Like like they're doing some of the tricks that they've learned in the past, but they're not really fully embracing the whole story. So yeah, there's some things they're getting right. Like this is almost more feels like almost like native in that it would be like one of those like news story style videos, not like UGC, but more like it reminds me of like those kind of cheesy weight loss or like supplement ads. This is what this all reminds me of, where it's somewhat educational. I don't know, not great.
It feels like to me, somebody said, make a 3 reasons why ad with all this footage we have and like shoehorn all the footage into the narrative of like, what the 3 reasons why dermatologists or whatever. And like, that's a tactic plenty of people use. It's fine, but I'm just not really, I'm not following any of these words. I'm not reading any of these words. When we get all this, I'm not reading that. When we see DSC, what is DSC?
I hate that.
That doesn't make any sense to me. And then this little thing after your, what's on the left-hand side down there, Jess? After your whatever starter kit. And then starter kit is caps, like all of that. I'm not reading any of those words. And I'm still not sure how that connects to the very beginning where why dermatologists suggest this. And then there's 3 reasons. I'm just not following the whole narrative.
Yeah, basically I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, can we go back for a second?
They're like 8. Also, I feel like there are so many CTAs. It's like upgrade to 6 blades, get a free gift. And then at the end, there's a whole thing and there's like 37 different product models and like razors. And I'm like, I almost want like simplification. You know, it's like, do I need 3 different things, like squeezy products and a razor? Or like, is it the razor? What is going on? I'm overwhelmed.
Yep.
Why is there a glove in the second shot? Why is there a there you go.
Dollar Shave Glove.
Dollar Shave Glove. Come on.
There it is. Wait a second. What an incredible quick callback. But seriously, what is the shot that has 2 hands and a third hand shaving?
I know what this, I think, well, I could be wrong, but to me, it seems like stock of somebody about to get tattooed.
Or surgery?
Look at surgery. Like the location is weird of this like underbelly sort of situation. I don't know.
So
we're about to get rid of our appendix, but also don't use crappy razors when you do it. You know what I mean?
Here's what I think is happening. Maybe. So let's go through the first like 4 shots quickly. I think what happened is someone was briefed with the idea of let's increase our hook rate and hold rate, period. That's the only goal. The only goal. If we do that, we will improve performance. And like, it seems like to me, they just put their best hooks together or not even best hooks.
They're not even
like,
good. Yeah.
They're not good, but they are attention getting. They are confusing. Certainly that first one is weird. Why would you be shaving a rug? Second one is still confusing. Why are there 3 hands here? I've played with this before of like, there are sometimes I've shot ads or seen ads where something is shot from like a camera from like a first person perspective, but then both persons' hands are in frame. And I think it actually triggers something in someone's brain of like, wait a second, how are they shooting that? Because either the camera is in the person's mouth, like being held by a mouth mount, or someone else is wrapped their arm around their, but I always think about that. Like, why are there 3 hands here shaving something? Why is this person's belly button? Like, how is this? I think there's a lot of things that are uncomfortable that would be getting attention here. So, and then that too, like all of this, I think is just attention without good purpose or use to it.
Can I ask a stupid question? What is going on with our like disclaimer here? I've never put that on an ad before in my life.
I was just going to ask that the only times where we've been forced to do disclaimers are like governmenty or nonprofity sort of situations, or sometimes alcohol. But I think there's a larger question around that. When brands get to a certain size and there's legal involved and whatever, to me, I almost never think a disclaimer belongs anywhere. Social content, but I'd like to have a conversation about this. Where does it belong? Do we need it? What do you guys think?
We need to do a separate video on this. We need a lawyer to comment on this. But my understanding is that I think if you were posting, if an influencer were posting this on their own page, that kind of disclaimer is kind of necessary and valuable. But I don't legally know for sure if a brand is posting this, if it needs to be added or not. I think there's plenty of people legally that would say it does. But like, why do UGC style ads suddenly need to have this? Why aren't they, what's the difference between a paid actor shooting on a phone and a paid actor being shot in a, $500,000 studio shoot? If it's an actor, it's an actor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm the son of a lawyer, but this is what confuses me. And I've seen Social Savannah had tweeted about this months ago, that she started doing it. I think mostly because she saw brands like Lumen and other brands doing it as well. And I think Lumen saw either Dollar Shave Club or Dr. Squatch doing it. I feel like I've seen this happening less in recent months. I feel like I haven't been seeing these disclaimers, but I will tell you that it definitely doesn't help performance. Having the disclaimers in there, people, it quickly adds to the fact that you're definitely looking at an ad subconsciously. So that's my big spiel about it. I could do a full 30-minute chat about that if you want.
Also, I think it's like the ad itself, it feels like we spliced together a bunch of other ads to put this one together because of all the different CTAs, all the different text styles, the difference of the blocking text versus the outlined text. But look at how many pieces of text. If I sat down and I wrote it down, between the disclaimer, the bunch of different CTAs, the pop-ups, there's also audio happening at multiple times when I need to process that. And then there was we just saw a random bit of text at the bottom about something about combining your set together. I'm literally as someone who comfortably announces that I have ADHD, this breaks my brain. It's too much for me. I'm overwhelmed. And it feels because you're front loading me with so much information, I have subconsciously decided something about this product is going to be inherently complicated when I receive it. And I don't want complicated things because my life is complicated enough. So I'm probably going to pass. Yeah.
People don't buy when they're stressed. That's been studied and proven over and over again.
I could argue the opposite for one second, what Alexa said, of that if you have ADD or ADHD, whatever, or anyone, it's very possible that because they're throwing so much stuff at you, you might only just be catching bits and pieces. And if each one of those bits and pieces catches you and that matter, some of them matter and you miss some of them, that's okay. Maybe I'm not really for this. I'm not saying it's good.
You're in a heightened state of uncomfortableness. You're not going to sit through, you're going to be pieced out here,
Maybe.
I think you can get a lot in if people are in a more comfortable state. But yeah,
I generally agree. I'm just saying it's very possible that there is something working there in a weird subconscious psychological way that we're not even catching, which is always the case with this kind of advertising. There's something we're missing. We expect this, we know this, but we also might be missing some other concept. Who knows?
Very sloppy ad in general. Even the audio in some of the VO was not synced up. I don't know if anyone caught that, but yeah. So I think that's it for this Adtopsy episode 3. Well done, everyone. Man, we got through a lot, and I think we delivered a lot of value. So I want to appreciate everyone, including Nicole and Alexa for hopping on. Alexa, how is it for you?
This was so fun. Can we do this all the time? Let me know when you want me back.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun. So if anyone has any comments and the chance to win this multiple merch prize pack that just sort of developed out of nowhere, drop a comment. If you have a comment on like something that we missed from these particular ads, drop a comment, or particularly how we want to make the show improve, because we do want to do that. Probably in another few weeks, we'll be like on par with Mr. Beast, and we're not there yet. So we need those nuggets from the viewers.
If Mr. Beast is watching, please feel free to like just give us some comments and share this video to your audience. That'd be cool. Thanks, Mr. Beast. You're a good guy.
Thank you. Appreciate that.